Welcome back, everyone. I'm Setharoth, and today we are starting a deep dive into a very special mod. You may have noticed I haven't done a lot of long-form content lately, and this is the tip of the iceberg as to why. First off, I have fixed the item descriptions in most of the items and spells from Colorful Magic Fixed. This is from my mod vendors for Colorful Magic Fixed. Now these read much more clearly, and that just adds to their awesomeness. We're going to be dipping into the top 10, just alphabetically, and having a look at what wonders await us in Colorful Magic. Just a fair bit to keep in mind. The other reason, you might have noticed it's been quite a while since I did some extra long-form content, and that is because not only have I been going through and cleaning out all of these descriptions, I've been extracting bosses. Yes. There's a good 50 bosses from Colorful Magic that have always been very buggy in Jessu's version, and I've got up to about 45 of them working. It took a little while to get that up to date, and then also I've got an MCM for it, so you guys will be able to disable whichever bosses happen to be in conflict or causing bugs. That will allow you to continue playing and utilizing as much of the mod as possible without your computer becoming a crash-to-desktop landmine. So that is coming down the pike, and without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into some of these other wonders that await us. This is the Agito. Weapon with no enchantment, just a decent amount of damage, but it does look awful pretty. And I do really enjoy the, I like the teeth part. It's got teeth coming out one side that is a lot of fun. Now we're just going to go ahead and do some chopping up on some bad guys while we're here. Just whip out the sword, have a look, see what it's good for. Oh, hello. Bandit hidden. I'm actually testing this in a partial load order. It's got about 630 mods, but it does include Obis, so we will be getting some variety amongst our bandit victims. Our next item we want to look at is called Ancient Plate. I don't know why this sword is called a plate. Maybe that's a reference to some earlier ancient weapon of sorts that was referred to as a plate. It doesn't make much sense to me. However, this weapon does particularly more damage to dragons, but also includes a 30% chance to stagger the target. Or you could just one-shot whatever you're killing. Okay, that works too. I mean, I am in God mode just for demonstrative purposes, and I may have boosted my skill to 100 just to make this, you know, I didn't want these weapons to not work very well. Didn't want to whip out a 10,000 gold sword and only do like 5 damage. Alright, our next item is called the Aquamarine Staff, an icy explosion which deals 50 points of frost damage to all targets in a 20-foot radius. Should be a pretty good show. Whoa, hi there. Yes, that was a good show. Okay, yeah, we're going to need some magic skill to make this work. Okay, we've boosted our skills. I'm still running with the mod Experience, which limits, it means I get skills up, but I don't get any extra perks. So we're still going off of no perks whatsoever, but we do get to enjoy the wonders of the Aquamarine Staff, which is fun. I do love this frost effect, and the fact that you're literally attaching ice cubes to your victims to slow them down is pretty cool. That's fun. Next, we're going to look at Azoth. I need to get rid of that period, don't I? Alright, Azoth absorbs 10 to 30 points of health from the target. Health regeneration increases. Potions and poisons you make are twice as strong. But mainly here we're going for the absorption. Health absorption. I want to see what this looks like in first person. That's like a... that's cool. Death of 1,000 cuts. Alright, so that is a standard blade for a... I just love the idea of absorbing the health from your opponent, right? It keeps you alive and they die faster. What more could you possibly want? Next, we're going to be looking at the Balmung, especially effective against undead and dragons. Releases energy blasts with backward power attacks. That is a big freaking sword. There's a regular power attack. Let's try a backwards one. No. How about... No. The thing is, all I've done... I'm the vendor, right? So I've adjusted the descriptions, made this a little prettier. But for some reason, the power attack is not activating on the Balmung. It's supposed to release energy blasts with backward power attacks, and that's not happening. So you'll have to take that up with Colorful Magic Fix's modder. I haven't quite gotten into fixing spells yet. I have been fixing bosses and descriptions and porting the original mod from Legacy Edition to make all this work. But spells I haven't quite gotten to yet. But I assume this enchantment should be quite awesome since this thing's worth 5,000 gold. Regardless, I mean, this looks beautiful. I love the light coming off of the hilt, and the intricate filigree work along the blade is just great. So that brings us to the Black Ice Blade, which does 20 points of frost damage to health and stamina, 10% chance to inflict the ice storm effect on the target. I need to go in and tweak that description as well. This is kind of a way for me to double check my own work. Did I accidentally go into stealth? I did accidentally go into stealth. Which button? I recently changed my commands and now I'm paying for it. There we go. Okay. Where were we? Alright, we were using a sword that does lovely frost damage. It doesn't seem to be affecting... We are unlucky enough to not trigger the ice form effect. But that still looks very pretty. That is the Black Ice Blade. Then we have the Black Ice Ninja Blade. No, Black Ninja Blade. There we go. So that target takes 15 points of poison damage. And, oh, actually, these are meant to be dual-wielded. That's fun. Oh, that's cool. Look at the way you're holding the blades. Kind of a reverse grip. That's a cool animation. You can see the poisons working, too. That's fun. That's kind of nice, the mod that shows how much damage is being inflicted. That's pretty cool. And then we also have unenchanted versions, so you can add your favorite enchantments to this and constantly have that reverse grip to enjoy. Same thing for this Black Steel Katana. That looks pretty cool as well. We're just standard waiting for an enchantment. Then we have the Blade of Chaos. Oh, I like this one. Releases tentacles with power attacks. There may be an abyssal-related boss. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can see it much better with the sideways power attack. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, there is a boss that is a relative of Hermaeus Mora, and this is one of the swords you get from him, and it is it's pretty cool, especially if you were doing, I don't know, a follower of the Daedric Princes in some way or shape or form. That blade could be pretty fun. Given that a bunch of these were duplicates, we're going to keep going. We've got the Blood Sword next. Absorb 25 points of health from the target. So that's more life for us and death for you. Very nice. Then we have the Blue Flame Sword. Release energy blasts with power attacks at the cost of magicka. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that works. I want to see how much magicka it costs you, but that means switching into Immortal mode against an individual that is much higher level than me. Doesn't look like I'm losing magicka, so that might be something for the modder for Colorful Magic Fixed to look into. But the effect looks cool, and whatever it is doing is hurting my victim more than I was hurting them originally. So I'll take that. Alright, next little item we're going to look at is called the Blue Staff. Fire a blue spark at the target. On impact, call down a comet to strike the target. Reduce the target's armor rating by 100 points. So we could combine that with, say, the Steel Katana. Bring ourselves down a little friend. So the idea here with the blue fire spells is you give them a little tap. Come on now. There we go. Wait for it. There we go. So now his armor has been reduced, so my sword will do more damage. That's one of the cool little effects from any of the blue fire spells in Colorful Magic, is it allows you to reduce the armor of the target. Which is, it's kind of a niche ability slash spell, I guess, because most mages aren't looking to be in melee range. And then we also have the Broken Dwarven Android Control Rod. This is actually one of the Colorful Magic bosses, which is going to be, that's actually a decent place to stop with this video, because Only a certain number of these staffs actually summon a colorful magic boss, but this is one of them. Alright, let's just have a look here. See what this guy does. Are you really just gonna punch him? Really? Oh, he's throwing something. Huh. We might have to talk to Colorful Magic. Oh no, he's throwing spears. That's fun. I'll have to test this out in my... I have another version of Colorful Magic. It's all wrapped in one mod, but the spells, I had a harder time getting them working when I tried to do them on my own, so I've been using Colorful Magic Fixed version because it's amazing. Yeah, he took out some of the special stuff for this guy and just kind of made him shoot spears, which still looks... I mean, it certainly looks like it would hurt. Alright, I think that's where we will wrap it up for tonight. Let's go ahead and whip out... Where is... Yeah, we'll finish this off with the Blade of Chaos. Hayacha! Death by the awesome tentacle sword. That's fun. Goodbye. There we go. Alright, so this is one of the bosses that you can fight. Well, keep in mind, when you fight the actual boss that I'm bringing over from the original mod, it's going to be a lot more difficult than what you saw. We'll do a deep dive into the bosses later, once I'm done going over all of the items that we've discussed, because apparently there are a couple of these descriptions that I knew I just wouldn't catch unless I actually did a video going over them all. I think next time we will go ahead and start with the C's in the list. Thank you for joining me on this initial dive into all of the overpowered items from Colorful Magic. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Wait till you see some of the loot you get from the bosses. It's fun. We're going to have a good time. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.